So welcome again to part 3 of growing lettuce inside the container farm. So in part 1 and 2 you saw seeding, transplant, and now today we are recouping the fruit of our labors by harvesting the lettuce. Keep in mind that this is an R&D farm, so we don't follow all the different steps that's needed. It's really just to give you a good idea of what it looks like to do certain operations inside the farm. What we're gonna do also beforehand is normally we would clean the surfaces. So I've already cleaned this before the video, clean all the surfaces, clean up also on the scale, have all of our packaging material ready, and also a tray to be able to bring the lettuce from the main grow room right here. And let's get going with that. So I'm gonna put my safety glasses on for the grow lights because they can be quite strong on the eyes. All right, so we're at the back of the tray here. So what you're looking at is about 108 heads of lettuce or so. What the variety is Salanova. It's a little bit different than the one that we transplanted in the earlier video, just because things keep going and we want to do multiple varieties as much as possible. So we're going to be harvesting the Salanova today. It's been in the grow tray for about 30 days. But any kinds of lettuce, it's going to be in it between 20 and 45 days in the actual tray, depending on the variety. So that's something to keep in mind. Next, there is 3 ways of harvesting lettuce. There's loose leaf, so just the leaf itself. Then there's the head, so we just cut off the head, and then there's live roots, which it's not fully set up for live roots on this in this case, but I'll still be able to kind of show you what it looks like. So let's get into harvesting. Normally when we're not filming, there's a bit of a cart here and everything is on the cart, but because we have the camera, we're not using the cart. Also, it so happens we don't have any plants on the below tray, and therefore we're just gonna use that as our working area. So I got 2 10 by 20 flats. One is going to be for the clean product that is ready to be packed, so the actual food, and the other is for scrap waste. So either like leaves that are brown, for example, or roots, or things along those lines that needs to be cleaned later on. So that will help us separate. So let's start with loose leaf. So I'm just going to grab my head right here. So as you can see, the roots are right like that. And then I'm going to go straight into my tray and make sure to cut off all the leaves like this. And voila. Right, so method number 2 is full head. Now you got to be careful if you're planning on doing a full head is not to put the seeds too deep inside the rock wool, because then it gets harder to get to the stem and to cut it off. So this are a little deeper than what I'd like to, but we can still reach it. So I'll put it out right here. And then with the rock wool, you could kind of just hold it like that. And then you'll see it right there at the base, and we could just remove it like that. Throw this in our waste bin, remove the root part like this, a nice little clean cut. And then we got a nice full head ready to package. And those usually command higher prices as well, just because presentation is nicer. So the loose leaf one is more for restaurants. For salad, it's already cut, it's good. This is more for presentation on the retail side. So full head right here. All right, so now we're gonna do live roots, and live roots is one of my favorite ones as well because it requires less tools. It's way simpler. Basically, we just take the rock wool head and we just put it into the tray, and then we're gonna harvest it and leave the roots on it. In this case, we have a basket on it, like I will show you. So let me just grab this head, nice big head right here. So we have the roots like this, and then I'm just gonna proceed to carefully remove the basket. And normally, if that's your strategy, you wouldn't have any basket whatsoever. So you have the roots right there. And then for packaging, we're just gonna have a nice bag coming in like this and holding the whole head, and that's how it's sold. So that commands a bit of a higher premium as well too on the consumer side, just because it's a bit of a different experience to get your salad with the live roots. Also, the salad can be put in water and have it last a little bit longer. So we're just gonna put that in the tray and move on to the next one. Good? All right, let's do this. Okay, so loose leaf. So in every single harvest that we do, there's always something, AAA, AA, and I guess you could call B grade lettuce. So the AAA is the nice heads that you want to keep for the retail customers. And then the lower grade stuff that you do loose leaf like, that will go to restaurants on the wholesale side, for example. So you keep the nice products for higher price value. So that comes with experience and also knowing what your customers want. So this is a mix between high grade and low grade with some of the a little bit of, you know, tip burn or something along those lines. So what we're gonna do in this case is we're gonna pack it into those clamshells. When you do wholesale though, it happens that you'll do it in like big bags and just basically stuff everything and just go by weight. So the difference is by head for retail, and then when it comes to the wholesale side, it's mostly by bags of weight, 10 pounds, 5 pounds, something along those lines. So in this, for the clamshells, I'm just gonna tear the scale so it doesn't count it. And then we will throw some of the loose leaf in there. That. And then I'm trying to get to 100 grams in this case. That's a good size fit. 100 grams is not much. And then, you know, to keep your customers happy, you always want to give a little bit more, because also it'll lose some weight in transport as it gets transported. 80. Here, 90, almost there. There you go, 100. So I'll just throw in extra plant material here. And then the clamshell one is really just for retail. It's just what we had to show you guys, ready to pack that into the cardboard box for it to be shipped out. Now, another thing too is that if you're following good agricultural practices, you're gonna wanna have a lot number as well. So you're gonna put your name at farms, you know, Mr. John Doe Farms, let's just call it for today. And then you'll have harvest date, and then you'll also have a lot number. And the lot number can be generated by you in an Excel sheet, but it can also be generated by a software that helps you maintain the good agricultural practices. So you'll just write down lot number, you know, it could be the date and it could be an extra number for the batch, something along those lines, so that if ever there's a recall, then you know which lot came from and where it came from in the farm as well too. So something that you need to keep in mind if you're gonna go for good agricultural practices. And that's the process for harvesting. It took us probably 10 minutes just to harvest 10 heads and to pack it normally. So it's, you know, a full 8-foot tray that we kind of grow in, which is 2 10 by 20 trays that you saw at the beginning of part 1 of the video. The whole process is about an hour to harvest, pack, clean, reset, put some new seeds in, and you're good to go again. So fairly quick process. All right, so now we're gonna do full heads. So we're just gonna go back to the front right here. And then full heads, sometimes it goes by weight, because some customers may say, hey, I want a head of 100 grams or so guaranteed, or it'll just be by unit. So in this case, we got clamshells, so I'm just gonna put it on the scale. It's already been tared for that, but you know, I'll zero out the actual shell and just pack the head in. And then here it's way more, you want to be more conscious about presentation, because this is for retail customers or your CSA, for example. And then we're gonna pack it nice and clean like that. There you go. Here. So that's what it looks like once it's finished. And just for purposes, we're looking at 80 grams. So it's a little bit ahead. I kind of want to go towards the 100 grams side. So if you have a contractual agreement for 100 grams, you'll probably do a test inside and take a few heads, just make sure you're at 100 grams and then start packaging. So in this case, we would wait probably another day or two to get to 100 grams. But yeah, we got our head. So like mentioned before, you'll just have your farm. So let's just say John Doe Farms on this. And that's a wrap, literally. 29 heads of lettuce that we just harvested. So that's 2,900 grams total here. About 113 grams average per head, which is great. If it was a commercial operation, maybe we would have kept it in a little longer. In this case, you know, for us, that's more than good enough. And that's for you to do that decision in your own operation based on your market. So homework that you got to do when it comes to the weight and size that you want for your own customers. We have the same exact video for basil as well, which has quite a bit of different processes in it. So you want to have a look at that. And basil also is a beautiful crop that grows really well in the farm. So it's super interesting there as well. So please comment if ever you want to see some other crops that you'd like for us to grow into the farm. Also ask questions. We're there to, we'll try to answer each one of them. Like and subscribe for more, because we have plenty more videos like that coming. See you on the next one. Here you go, guys. Your daily lettuce allotment.
Daily?
Yeah. Once a day. And there's basil also too there. Yeah. Well,
Sweet.
alright.
Hey.
Enjoy. Let me see.